I tested the FUJIFILM X HALF at Fujikina Brussels. It was on release day. I just got this little camera right here, you see, to test and to, have fun and see how it looks, see what it does, how can it do it. My expectations were different because I thought it would be another camera, not this camera. But my first impressions were...
So yeah, it's the cutest thing ever if you put... But it's smaller than my phone, basically, see?
This camera is really special, I would say. Fujifilm is trying to reach out a new niche, and by reaching out a new niche, maybe it wasn't even their intention, but with this camera I feel like you can be a more in-the-moment photographer, more living in the present, especially with the film camera simulation mode, in which the camera basically becomes a digital film camera. And it's just different than anything I've ever experienced with any other camera. That's why I think Fujifilm have made a bold ass fucking move with this.
Nobody's doing this on the market. There's no one on the market who's like, okay, let's fucking go. Let's strip a camera down to the bare minimum basics and make it vertical. And yeah, there's nobody who did that. And even if the camera, it's the point of the camera is not to be good, it's to be fun.
Now the camera is very tiny, but it's not uncomfortable. I didn't feel it needed accessories to make it more comfortable, like the XM5 or the XE4 or even the X106.
So now we are shooting in Ostia in aperture priority. I don't know, but I like this ball. Yeah. Let's do a nature shot. You can imagine I drop this right now. Oh, by the way, this camera only shoots JPEGs only, and that's what you get. It's basically they made it a film camera but digital.
Hello, I'm Nellie. Nellie, yeah.
Nice to meet you, Nellie. My name is Radosh. What do you think about the camera? What was your first impression when you saw it in real life?
Well, to be honest, I didn't expect it to be so small. I think it's very tiny. I did hear it's less than 300 grams, which I find that it's quite portable and nice. But I think the weight kind of is seen also in the build quality. I feel like it's very light, but also you can still feel that there's not much substance to the camera. And I'm used to bigger cameras, so I feel like it's kind of feels like a little bit of a toy. It's quite expensive toy, I would say. So that was my first impression of the build. But when we talk about the actual taking of the pictures, I think it's a nice bridge for people who maybe are thinking about film but are too scared to go with it, because it's an investment. You need to learn some stuff. This is basically a digital camera that emulates the feeling of film, and digital film essentially, yes. I think that's a bit of an oxymoron to say digital film, but yeah, I mean it's cute is what I would say. It's definitely going to be a big one for like content creators and like people who use Instagram a lot and stuff like that, but I wouldn't take this to shoot professional photos or anything.
I feel like the concept, marketing wise, it's amazing. They just went into it and it's like, yeah bro, let's just go and do something that nobody does, right? So this is something that not I don't think anybody does this on the market. You have a camera that's very light, very portable, shoots vertical natively, and it's basically digital film, like we said. So
yeah, I mean, I think there's also some film cameras that shoot vertically natively. So I think that's kind of inspired by that.
Definitely.
But I think it's because we're.
No, I mean it comes from shooting the half
frame. Yeah. I think we're in the age of vertical movies, reels, all of that. So I think that's one of the reasons. But I think Fujifilm is really trying to like up their game. I don't know if you've noticed, but I feel like also with the GFX 100 RF, a medium format camera that is point and shoot, like nobody else does that. So I think they're trying to find their niche, and I think they're really succeeding in creating stuff.
Creating new niches.
Yeah.
Because who shoots medium format point and shoot? Like very few people can afford that. This will definitely sell. It's expensive for what it does. Is is definitely expensive. Shoots only JPEGs,
Yeah.
right? It's like, but it's the film mood of it, I suppose. Like,
Yeah, but I feel like if for a lot of people, I feel like if you are into getting like the film effect, I've seen a lot more people just kind of carrying the single-use cameras around and just developing the film. It essentially creates the same thing. Yes, from this you can export the data immediately and post it on Instagram while you're on vacation. But if you're in it only for the actual film feel, I think a lot of more people would just gravitate towards a 10-euro disposable camera that they don't have
bad
to
for the
carry.
environment.
Yes, indeed, indeed. But you don't. You have to baby this still. It's a piece of technology. You have to have an SD card. You have to have a battery and stuff. So I mean, there's definitely use cases for people like that. But
100%.
I would. I mean, if I were to choose, I would definitely choose the GFX 100 RF if I were to choose between the two. But
Yes.
the
100%,
price tag is
because-
also
Yeah. What's your YouTube channel?
So it's my name, Nellie Rasso.
Nellie Rasso.
Nellie Rasso, yeah.
That will be in the description, and check her channel out. Subscribe.
See you.
A thing that I love about this camera is the fact that it only shoots JPEGs. And it's a thing that I've been thinking about lately, because I tend to get overwhelmed by the amount of photos that I have to edit. So with this, I can just customize the simulations that are already inside the camera, and I can just, enjoy more the process of taking the photos. And there's people out there who really love to edit their photos, and to those people, I can say, check out my presets in the description. But there's other people that just want to take the photos. They just want something fast. Take the photo, look at it, it looks amazing, you don't really care. And to those people I say, also check my description, because I have the Fujifilm simulations ready for you right there. Trust me, they're pretty awesome. I don't sell many products. They're like 2 simulations and 5 presets, but they're like the most used ones, and I think it's a fucking great result that you can get. But yeah, this camera only shoots JPEGs, and I think that's the point of it, because they're trying to make this camera feel, look, and behave as a film photography camera.
We're gonna do skate shots. Okay. And I will try to take one of those drag shutters. 30th of a second, ISO 100, and then let's give this a try. Okay, let's see what we got. Okay.
Sorry, YouTube, we're gonna see this.
Wait. And okay. Okay, you see what I'm going for? Can you spin? Okay, let's do this. Yes. So it really takes a while for the camera to save the photo. So or look, I take the photo. Right here, there's a dude coming. Whatever, I don't care. I will take the shot. Boom. So it took like 1 second, 1-2 seconds. So let's just say that this is not the camera to shoot action or anything like that. Let's see how vlogging looks on this camera. So this is bless you. This is the first video test that I'm doing on the Fujifilm X HALF. It looks pretty like the camera. I like the camera. I like the concept of the camera. I don't know if I would use it so much,
I'm not sure how I feel about the fact that it shoots vertical photos. I understand that nowadays we're going more and more into this vertical kind of thing, where everything is vertical, you consume content vertical, whatever. But it's not how naturally the eye sees this. And it's true that it's based on a camera that would use 2 frames to take 1 photo. I think it could be interesting if they allowed you to just choose if you want to shoot vertical or horizontal. But that's a really minor detail. The camera is still pretty cool. So I think the experience with this camera is amazing. I really like how Fujifilm is trying to break into new niches. They should also fix their autofocus. They're trying to reach new markets, I think, and they're doing a good job. However, I think the pricing of their newest cameras, included the X half, I don't know. It's like I understand that you're niching down, but let's be honest, 800 euros for this camera? It's a lot, man. It's a fucking lot. I mean, performance-wise isn't the best. Like, the video quality is like meh, which is to be expected. The photos, it only shoots JPEGs, which is part of the experience, but it's slow and it doesn't feel like a premium piece of anything. It's not like a Leica camera. So I think 800 euros for this, I don't know if many people will buy it. It's the same thing with the GFX 100 RF. It's a 5,000 euros for a point and shoot. Admittedly medium format, but still point and shoot. And I can see more sense in that. Like, you know, you have more performance, more modes, more everything. 800 euros for this, I think it's too much. I think you can get an XE2, XE3 with a pancake lens, and you will have a similar experience, and you can only shoot JPEGs and you spend less. The deal breaker for me in this camera is the performance. It's not fast enough. I understand you're trying to recreate film camera feeling, but even the film camera is faster. Like, click, done. This is click, wait, and then it's done. So I cannot see many people buying this camera unless it drops in price or you have fuck you money, which kudos to you. So yeah, overall I think it's a camera that I would like to have, but I wouldn't buy.